half of the meeting is about the high level opportunity around this, and a lot. So just take notes as well, and if you have any chats concerning that, if you're not interested in the opportunity at all, you are welcome to bounce off at that time and just get back with the person that invited you. So we're going to get started because.
Yep. And so what's interesting is that I always tell people, again, how we found out about the patch was pretty amazing. I actually had a car accident back in 2016 that damaged my neck, my shoulder, my back. Someone plowed into the back of my car going about 60 miles an hour. It was crazy that when that happened, my whole life changed. It was one of those kind of life-changing events that next thing you know, I got doctor's appointments, chiropractic appointments, acupuncture appointments, what they call it, physical therapist appointments, everything else, trying all kinds of things for years and years and years to mitigate the challenges that I had. And then on 9/11/2021, it was a 20-year anniversary of what happened on 9/11. So we had about 100 guys that said, hey, we're going to take on this 5-story building here in Sarasota, Florida. We went up and down this thing 18 times, the record amount of stairs of firefighters climbed on 9/11. And so it was a great event. We raised a lot of funds, did a lot of different things. It was great for that. But unfortunately, I slipped and tripped about halfway through that exercise coming down the backside and really injured my knee really bad. Months later, developed hip challenges. So I had 5 areas that were just not good. And my friend said, are you familiar with this little stem cell activation patch? And I'm like, I'll try anything. And literally 3 days later, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this thing work? And started researching it and found out that it's real. That I'm like, this is changing people's lives all around the world. We'll talk more about, all the different benefits from this. But the interesting part about it, we became brand partners. And today we got business now in 32 countries around the world. So really what we're going to talk about today is obviously the product, give some testimonials, and also the opportunity. By the time we get done with this meeting, it's going to be about 40-45 minutes long, is that our whole goal is to give you some more information. Really, there's really 3 types of people or 3 types of conclusions going to come to. We call it a 3-2-1 launch. And so really, if you say to someone, hey, I want more information, can I just give some more information when we get done? Absolutely, we'll get the information to you and answer questions, set up a time to answer some questions. And you just what would be considered number 3. Just tell me you're number 3, just want some more information. And number 2 would be someone, can I use this for myself, my family, my friends? And if I get a wholesale price, that would be great. And that's what we'd be able to do, set you up as a brand partner, get a wholesale. You may or may not be interested in the business at that point, but that's fine. You'd be number 2. And number 1 is like, if I can make money from this and actually do what you guys have done, we want to do that. That'd be a 1. Just let us know you're 1 and we'll help you get launched. So it's pretty simple. So our goal is to share some information pretty quickly so that you can obviously make a decision of what you'd like to do and participate. The part that we always ask people, have you been patched yet? So, because we really want people to experience this product, and we'll talk more about that, because what this really does, it elevates GHK copper peptides. You can look that up on the internet. It's pretty amazing. Once again, activate your stem cells and regenerates your body, which is pretty amazing. The other thing that we found out was a little bit more about the founder, David Schmidt. He actually is the founder and CEO of the X39 and the company LifeWave. So it comes in basically a sleeve of 30 patches like this, and the company is LifeWave. And so he's got over 130 patents. He's a scientist, inventor, specializing in age reversing. I always say thank God for people like this, people that do take their lives to try to find ways to make us live better, healthier, happier lives. In 2008, he started focusing attention on stem cell research. And this one product took 10 years, $4.5 million development to artists, because it's changing lives around the world. My wife was pretty skeptical, but when she saw the patent, it helped her reinforce kind of what this really is.
So yes, I was skeptical. I wanted nothing to do with this little insignificant looking patch. But obviously Greg had a great result, and I was willing at that point in time to actually look at some information. And we were given a website, thisisatinfo.com, and I started to look through that, and I saw that there is a 22-page patent. And I understood, being a lawyer from South Africa, that, a lot of my colleagues actually specialize in registering patents. And I understood that you cannot have a patent if you cannot show that this is a product one of a kind and nobody else has it. And you also cannot make any factual statements in the document unless you've proved that they in fact are true. And so I looked at this and I'm like, this is a legal document, it's registered globally. We still have 16 years on this patent, well, 16 years less 3 months or 2 months. And that it had this particular paragraph. I mean, I looked through the documents, but there's so much more in there. So if you want to go read it, you can do so. But just this one stuck, it really jumped out at me, because I thought, oh my goodness, if this is what it does, we all need to be trying this. So embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells. Everybody has stem cells. Improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, which was something that I was experiencing at the time, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production. I was drinking collagen shots. I was like, okay, improved wound healing. And at that time I thought, oh my goodness, okay, well, I'm not going to sit and watch him get younger or have all these things happen for him, and then I, will still be dealing with my issues. So we decided at that point that we were going to take the advice of Ken and Diana Burke and get activated.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And so the one thing we didn't also realize is that, once again, that you have pretty much a finite amount of stem cells, and over time you basically the stem cells start activating, regenerating, becoming anything they need in your body. So if you think of an infant growing and growing and growing and growing, well, by the time you stop growing, the stem cells start going dormant. So by the time that you're 30, you have half the stem cell activity that you had when you were younger, and by the time you're 60, you get 5 to 10% maybe. That's the reason why you're feeling the aging process and everything else. I remember when I hit my 30s, I started slowing down a little bit. When I was 40s, I'm like, really, by the time I was 50s, it was not good because of the accident and everything else. I'm like, I felt like I was in my 60s, kind of slipping into my 70s, and I'm 52 years old, and literally when I started using this product, I literally feel like now my 30s kind of slipping into my 20s, and it really does. When he talks about reverse aging, it's amazing, what it does. So what this is how it works. It's a form of phototherapy. So when you think about, it's got patented nanocrystal technology in the patch itself. So when you think about what the patch does, it literally has these crystals that reflect our own light. We emit light 24/7, 365. So if I put on night vision goggles, we all glow in the dark, right? So what this does is the light from our body hits the patch, reflects back in our body. That's what it does, basically activates the stuff in our body. So it's non-transdermal, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, non-evasive. So what someone recommended, or someone told one time, they said, sort of like when you go out in the sun's light, the rays of light hit our skin, which is our biggest organ, and elevates things in our body, like vitamin D. Most people know we get vitamin D from the sun. It's not pushing out vitamin D from the sun. It's pushing out frequency of light that interacts with our skin that elevates that. So this is our own, it's a wearable technology that reflects our own light. So it's not like you have to be in the sun. You can wear it anywhere. We're going to talk more about that. But again, I'll let my wife read the little disclosure at the bottom here.
LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition.
It's always better to be here from an attorney, so yes.
So the benefits of X39, and we have pretty much experienced absolutely everything on there. In fact, I can say I have. Increased strength, just feeling stronger. I can give you a testimony on every single one, but for sake of time, we're not going to do that. Reduced inflammation is something that I experienced within about a week and a half. Increased stamina, energy and vitality. We hear that from everyone. Mental clarity, another thing. People are like, my goodness, I'm thinking so much clearer now. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions, which is absolutely amazing, because we're seeing that even shapes of faces are changing, things are lifting. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Improvement of sleep, that was a really big one for me, and I'm so grateful that I get to put my head down on the pillow and fall asleep and stay rested and asleep till the next morning. And when I get up, I have so much energy.
Yes.
There's not that sluggishness that I used to feel. Improve skin appearance, and we're hearing from a lot of our friends and family that are on the product that people are kind of remarking, what on earth are you doing? Because you're looking so much younger.
Right. Yeah.
And the glow, it's like the light from the inside is coming out. So David Schmidt says, this is an achievement of optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
Yeah, and so we could have pages and pages and pages. This is just like sampling of some of the different things that it does. But again, there's a lot of different things. We'll share a little bit more about long-term studies as well. So
this is a topography map. It's a scan of a 77-year-old woman's brain prior to putting on the X39 at session 1. And David Schmidt asked her to change only one thing. She had to be consistent, because that's, when you're doing trials and you're testing, consistency is key, with anything. So session 1, he took the scan of her brain, and you see lots of red, a lot of orange, bright colors there. She was not wearing the patch at that point in time. And he explains that, and he says that those bright colors is inflammation in the brain. And that means that the stem cells are not active. They are not doing what they should be doing. The brain cells, I should say, are not doing what they should be doing, and there's a lack of brain coherence. Session 2, only 3 weeks later. So what the 77-year-old lady did was start putting the patch on the back of her neck, consistently drinking good water, and didn't change her diet, no extra supplements, no gymming. I mean, she didn't change anything except wear the patch. Session 2, a lot of the red and orange is no longer there. And David says that means that there's no more inflammation, and there's definitely improved brain coherence. So the brain cells are now normalizing, they're doing what they should be doing. Session 3 is only 6 weeks later. Complete turnaround, better brain coherence. And David goes as far as saying if he had scanned every organ in her body at session 1, it probably would have looked like the brain scan did. So, I mean, 6 weeks, people need to make 2 years of lifestyle change to achieve what she did in session 3.
Yeah, we hear a lot of doctors talking about this protocol of all the things that you need to do, and it's like this, peel and stick pretty easily. So what's great is the long-term studies you can find on the website, thisisitinfo.com. Hopefully the person who invited you also shared this website with you, but not, you can check it out later on. But the one thing they've done of all the different studies, a lot of different results, but the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger, healthier state. So when they talk about this, they said, once again, you think about all the genetics, all the different things in our body, there's other things that also reset genes like resveratrol, which is also found in red wine. So when people drink red wine, they say, oh, it's actually good for me, for the resveratrol. And this uses like a hero product in a lot of these other supplements, which is fine, but that resets 2 genes. This resets 4,000. So your body goes into this reboot. Same thing if you're on a computer and you're like, why is my computer not working right? What do? Do you keep on working on it, or do you reboot it? Same thing with the phone. Your phone locks up. What do? You reboot it. Our bodies, unfortunately, sometimes get locked up. So what do? This actually does a reboot and a mild detox, which is great. So within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. Like we just mentioned, showed, brain becomes balanced, hormones balanced. Our body's meant to go into homeostasis, and that's what starts happening. Within 3 months, collagen levels increased 200, 300, 400%. Hashtag collagen increasing. Most women are like, oh, sign me up now. I mean, it's serious. So it's pretty awesome. No more of the collagen shots and everything else. Naturally doing that. Within 6 months, heart reverses in age. This is huge. An average of 8 years younger based upon different case they've done within 6 months. Once again, we can't make no guarantees, but based upon all the case studies, David Schmidt said this is not an anti-aging product, it's an age-reversing product. That's a pretty bold statement, but he can prove it, scientifically, which is huge. So how we wear it is pretty simple. 2 different places they recommend that they did with all the trials, but you can wear it anywhere. If you got a challenge with your shoulder, you can put it on your shoulder. My friends, I tell to put them on their forehead because they don't think right. No, but anyway, so I just don't put it anywhere in your body. 2 big places, again, the back of the neck. If you feel in the back of your neck, there's a bump back there, and that basically is what's called your C7. That's where the central nervous system kind of connects with your body. That's called a hot spot. There's another one below the belly button, but you can put it anywhere. There's a lot of different people that are like acupuncture. They said there's a lot of different hot spots, but again, you can pretty much put it anywhere that it hurts. Like Steve Merritt says, stick it where it hurts, whatever. But then once again, you wear it for 12 hours. You want to wear it basically, my regimen is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I got an alarm set on my phone this morning at 9 a.m. The alarm said, put on X39. So I stopped what I was doing, put on my X39, and then Lily shut the alarm off. And then at 9 o'clock tonight, 12 hours later, it's going to say, take off X39. I'll take it off, throw it out. And so you want to wear it to basically, you want to activate and stimulate. And then basically at night, you basically take it off to repair and rejuvenate. So once again, you can wear more than one patch at a time, but just wear it every single day and then just drink plenty of good water. We recommend spring water. We recommend using types of minerals, because a lot of purified water here in the U.S., a lot of people either have a water purifier that strips out all the minerals and stuff like that. You need to add minerals because it helps with hydration and also with detox and healing and things like that too. So one of the things that we also talk about is, again, that literally the product is amazing. And we're going to talk a lot about testimonials now. We got someone who's going to share one in a minute. But the one thing we love sharing is, again, that this is so simple to explain, because it really is, it's a very sophisticated product. The testimonies are life-changing and very emotional. And really, the one thing we know is they absolutely works. So one thing we're going to talk a little bit about, because people say, well, what are doctors using this? So I said, yes, actually, we have a lot of doctors using this. In fact, Adam Shiner actually is an MD, a laser plastic surgeon that is up in Tampa. He has people fly in from around the world. She's writing notes to me. Okay, got it. So the interesting part about that is that when you understand, that doctors look at this and they say, okay, how can I use this for my patients? Well, he understood the wound healing. Now you buried the patch. He understood the wound healing in this little patch. And he said, I bet if we use it prior to the actual procedure, we'll get better results. Now they use it. They send everybody a sleeve of X39 for all his patients. He said, if you want to work with me, you must wear this now, because it used to take 6 to 8 weeks for recovery. So a month and a half to 2 months for recovery. Now it takes 7 to 10 days for recovery after the procedure, because of the quick wound healing, because now they're stimulating, activating the stem cells, and they start repairing right away after the procedure. So think about that. That's pretty huge. You got another one, Dr. Adam Shiner, who's actually, Dr. Leland Stillman, who's actually out of Naples, Florida, that he's an expert in light therapy. And he looks at this and goes, what's this little tiny patch going to do? But he understood light therapy. So he researched it. He said, I'll see if it works pretty well. But he did understand that the red light therapy beds that people lay in is high level intense light therapy for 10, 15, 20 minutes for a short period of time. This is low level stimulation for a long period of time. So maybe, we talk about, 12 hours a day. And he says, I bet it work well in conjunction with what I'm doing. He was blown away by this. I recommend everybody watch the video on This Is It Info. It's the 4th video down. Watch him talk about this, because you'll learn a lot about it, but you'll go, oh my goodness, this is something everybody needs to use. And he said, if you want to be my client, you must use this product. So we got other people that are, long-term type things. So once again, you look at people that take pictures. You look at before and afters. We have thousands of these, literally. I mean, we share over and over and over. I wish we would have done ours. I mean, it's pretty amazing, because we've had people go, you look younger. And I'm like, yes, we were getting younger. But look at day 1, day 42. There's a big difference there. But look at it about a year later. I mean, she looks like a younger sister. Now, if you don't notice that difference, check out what she looks like now. Now, these are not touched up. These are not Photoshopped. These are anything else. This is literally real people, and you can see videos of them and other things. You see the changes. We got so many pictures we could share. It's pretty amazing. And if you don't notice the difference, this will help with your eyesight. It's pretty cool. So the other thing you think about is people that have had actually accident happen, like I did. This guy fell through the rafters, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung. Talk about extreme discomfort. I got a different word for that, but expected recovery 6 weeks. Once again, he's back to work within 3 weeks. Look at the dates here. The 17th, the 23rd, look at the difference here within a week, within 2 weeks, basically. And looking at, with 13 days, I mean, it's almost completely gone. He's back to work within 3 weeks. We see this stuff all the time. We see people, once again, with skin conditions, like we mentioned. All kinds of ones. I could show hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these, but this is just an example of different ones. My wife had a challenge with that also. And then there's another guy that actually has, challenges with, I call them baggage under your eyes. But one thing people told me, they said that's actually a challenge with your liver. So that's what it is actually your liver being repaired about that. But over time, it's, it's pretty amazing. So again, there's a lot of things we could share. We could talk more about all these different things, but I know we have someone who's on here that actually we want to share, have her and her husband share their testimonials. So Ben, if you want to kind of introduce them, that would be great.
So we have our wonderful friends out of Ohio, Rose and Tony Barfield. And a lot of you know Rose. You've seen her testimony previously. She has updates on that as well. And but her husband has just recently had a great testimony, a report from his doctor that they would like to share today. So Rose and Tony, and I just want to announce this as well. They are new managers in our business, and we will be recognizing them.
Brand new.
Brand new. We will be recognizing them at our next meeting. So Rose and Tony, if you want to unmute, and I don't know if I said Rose's age, but I'm sure if you all guess what her age is, you're going to be wrong. She looks so young, but yes. Anyway,
so Rose
and Tony,
if you want to mute yourself, that'd be great. And we love to see your face, because right now we just see your name.
Yeah,
there we go. There she is. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Can you see both of us?
Yes,
we can. Yes.
Okay, because our computer's down, so we're trying to use this little phone.
Oh,
okay. This is Rose. We're Rose and Tony Barfield. And like Manna said, we're from Ohio, United States, and we've been wearing the patch about 1.5 years. And both of us have had amazing results. And I'm going to get emotional. And most of my emotion is because of my husband. He's had heart disease since like about 20 years now. He's going on 65. He had coronary artery disease. He had, let's see, what else did you have? Congestive heart failure and arterial fibrillation. And this last week we went to the doctor, and we go to Cleveland Clinic, and the doctor said he no longer has coronary artery disease. And I said, I'm so afraid of him dying because his family's members have passed away with heart conditions. And he says, no, he's not going to die. His heart's strong. His muscles are strong. And the doctor knows we've been wearing the patch about 1.5 years. And we've had Cleveland Clinic doctors take patches. But his arterial fibrillation is down to about 70. Sometimes it's 90, but it's between 70 and 90. And before, it could be as high as 135.
Wow.
So that's what we wanted to share. That's the most significant, was his heart. So now I think what I'm seeing is, since the doctor told him that he's like not going to die of a heart attack, he seems to be more less stress and more alert, and not so worried about his heart.
Yeah.
So,
And that's amazing. And we appreciate you sharing that, because that is something that we see. You look at, once again, when people get diagnosed with something and then you're worrying about it, thinking about it constantly. So that is absolutely phenomenal. So we've seen obviously huge changes with you, Rose, huge changes, Tony. So congratulations on obviously everything. It's just the beginning. You're changing lives around the world. And we're so excited about you obviously sharing that today with us, because that is amazing. The differences that have happened. So
yeah. And his family, it's an absolute big, it's just big, because his whole family has heart problems. But, if you're on here and you're wearing the patch and you're not sure if it's working, you have to be patient. For me, it started working right away. For Tony, it took every bit of that first 6 months to show anything. And then 1.5 years before the doctor said it's gone. So you just have to wear it by faith.
Yeah, absolutely. And we agree, because it's like I said, we always tell people we never know. I got my results in 3 days. Some people it takes 3 weeks, some people take 3 months. Again, we have all kinds of different testimonials, but that's amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
I love what you said, Rose. You said wear it by faith. People take medication and they don't know whether it's
Vitamins,
working.
everything.
It's kind of, they do it by faith, because they believe the doctor's word. So, we've seen the science of this wonderful X39 product. And so we're wearing it by faith initially, and everybody else, as they start experiencing it, share it, and then we hear everybody else's testimony, which keeps us wearing it. And that's what Tony did. He saw your results, and he was like, I'll keep patching. So thank you so much for sharing. You're awesome.
Yes.
And we love and appreciate you both.
That's awesome.
Love you guys too.
Yeah, you were talking about having better mobility. Now, Tony, you can chase her around the house as much as you want now. It's pretty cool. So,
I'll put 2 patches on him then.
There we go. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. So we could go on and on and on, but for the sake of time, I do recommend, again, taking a look at the information. That's one of the biggest parts of that is the information from. Whoops, I'm not gonna play that one today. It's a great video on a bunch of different doctors. But again, we do recommend going to thisisit.info.com. You can actually, at the very top, if you click on testimonials, you'll see a whole plethora of different ones that basically all these different categories. You click on them, a lot of them have 3, 4, 5 videos in each one. We recommend taking a look at that. The other part to that is that once again, as we talk about the company, so I'm going to kind of share more about the company.
So, we found out about the patch, but we had no idea about the company. And then we found out that LifeWave is the company, and that it was 20 years old last year in October. And it will be 21 years old this year, open in over 75, more like 80 countries right now. and it's grown. When they introduced the X39, the company was sitting at 20 million US, and in the last 4 years, we closed last year over 600 million US. So that's growth of about 580 million US over a 4-year period of time. I mean, just why? Because they introduced the X39. So that goes to show that people are experiencing this, people are using this and sharing this because they're having amazing experience by utilizing this product. The other thing that I loved about this is, you know, I mean, we use a lot of stuff, hair care, skincare, essential oils, you know, there's a lot of CBD out there, a lot of different things, supplements. Oh my goodness, you know, we have ditched some of our supplements because we don't need it. You know, my collagen shots I no longer use because my body is producing
Drinking shots, not like kind
yeah,
of shot.
yeah, shots, drinking shots. My body is producing, or this patch is helping my body produce its own collagen and increase the levels of its own collagen. So I no longer do that. But, you know, the wonderful thing about this, and, you know, there's a wide variety of those products out there, you know, weight loss, essential oils, those kind of things. There's a huge array of competition. But when we're sharing this product with people, the thing we're getting from people is, oh my goodness, really? Tell me more. How do I get it? How fast can I get it? Do you have some for me? So, you know, there is a lot of interest because there's no product like this out there. And that's what I love about this.
Yeah.
So we
Sorry,
still
can I interrupt?
we
Can you
still
just
have
share?
a 16-year run on, we still have a 16-year run on this. And we're going to take every effort to get this into the billion homes that
Yep.
David Schmidt is wanting to get it into. And just to let you know that we're predicted to close over $1 billion this year.
Which is huge. One of the fastest growing companies in the world, and it's the fastest growing network in the entire world, which is huge. And so we're also part of the fastest growing team. So LifeWave itself has got the number one momentum rank out of any company out there, which is huge. And the couple we work with, Steve and Gina Merritt, have built massive teams in previous companies, and their company shifted into doing things that they said we didn't agree with, we didn't like doing. So for a year, they prayed for the right company, the right product, the right leadership, everything else. And they were blown away by David Schmidt, interviewed him before they even got involved. They said, you know, we're going to build a massive team. And they even brought on Meredith, recommended bringing in Meredith Burkett, who's actually now the president of the company. She's taking companies to billions of dollars. And again, the team they have is uncommon. It's amazing. This is actually a scene from a picture from actually one of our first functions we did back in August of 2023. And it's so funny. It's like a year and a half ago. It's so crazy. But you think about the time frame of this and the amount of growth that we've had, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. So that once again, the team is the fastest growing team within LifeWave as well. And again, we're talking about 300,000 people strong. Our goal is to be over 1 million by the end of this year. Thus the reason we're sharing with others, saying, hey, if you're interested in the product, great. If you're interested in building a team and actually benefiting from this, it can be very, very lucrative because that's what we've seen. So we're going to shift a little bit more, talking more about the compensation.
Just
Sure.
quickly, Anna, are you seeing everything properly?
No, I think you need to share screens again.
Oh,
That's great.
sorry.
So sorry. Here I'm sharing
Sorry.
everything. No one can see anything. Hold on a second. Because I pinned and had I don't know why she wasn't showing up. Rose wasn't showing up, so I had to pin it. Now can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry about that.
Sorry.
I muted you because I thought someone
Sorry.
unmuted me. Thank you for doing
Sorry,
that.
Anna.
Okay, so I'm not gonna. Well, I'll show you the last one here. This is like show all the different ones. But again, so the one thing is that like I said, we're the number one growth company out there. I mean, it's amazing what's going on. Like I said, this is Steve and Gina and Meredith Burkett, I mentioned, and Dave Schmidt, and this is where we were in August of 23, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. So hopefully you guys can see my screen because I thought we could see it on yours. Anyway, so what's amazing about this more than anything is that when they start talking to us about the product, I said, I'll try anything. After I got some results from it, I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to share this with as many people as possible. And so when we start looking at it from a business standpoint, I saw the compensation plan that we're going to show in a minute. It blew me away. But the thing is, there's a lot of important things in your life, and people go, well, why would we want to share this with us? Because there's not they don't do marketing. You won't see it, advertised on TV. You're not going to see it on billboards. You're not going to see it in publications. It's done by word of mouth marketing, and that's once again, we love that idea. So if you say, hey, I'd like to make some extra money, well, maybe there's reasons why you would. A lot of people like the idea of having more time. I was just talking with a guy just the other day, and he's working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, has hardly any time with his family. I just talked with a guy last night. He's traveling usually 4 or 5 days a week away from his family. And he said, no, I really want to spend time with my family. And that's a big thing for us. Family is the number one word for us. Menda's from South Africa. We had a chance to go to South Africa 3 times last year. And a lot of these were for, longer time trips. One was for a couple months. But a couple years ago, the number one word for me is freedom. And what I mean by freedom was financial independence. I was working a job where they had more of a mentorship management. They changed to a tormentorship management without realizing it. I realized it right away because they started implementing a program called Salesforce that tracked every minute of every second, every day. And all the requirements they wanted to do was just ridiculous. They treat us like we're, 10th graders. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like, I'm a professional. I've been successful in this industry for a long time. One of the top producers with the company, and they treated me horribly. So I said, I got to get out. So with the help of my wife and our team that we work with, everything else, I was able to replace my income, my 6-figure income in 14 months. 2 months later, fired my job. Back January 8th of last year, walked into the land of the living, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. We've pretty much quadrupled our income since then. It's been absolutely phenomenal when you understand how God blesses the things that you do, and when you're focused on something, how He really He wants to help you, especially with something that's changing lives around the world. So a lot of people, that's their idea. They want freedom, or some people want security. Some people just want travel. I mean, if you like travel, we're going to talk about that in a second. Free trips. It's pretty cool. We've been on 5 free trips in the past year. We just qualified for a 6th one, which is nice. Better health is a big thing. This is the number one thing for a lot of people, because someone says no one really cares, about all these other things unless when they're sick, because they just want better health. Yeah. I forgot the wording that was used, but it was it's very, very true. And the other part of that is less debt. How about no debt? How about being debt free for the first time in your life, or really helping people become debt free if you're already there? Let's help a lot of people become debt free. So I'll have minutes here more about the kind of the trips.
Yeah. So they, one of the other ways that we earn is they give us incentive trips, and this is one that we just qualified for together with a lot of our team members. So Punamita, there's a lot of South Africa and Europe that have qualified for Croatia. And the exciting thing is it's not a difficult thing to do, because we're already doing it anyway. A lot of you on here have invited new guests to come and see this, and that's what what we're doing is sharing. And so the company awards us for actually sharing something that is going to be good, enhance the quality of life for them physically and emotionally and also financially. So it's not a difficult thing to share. So those of you, just so that those of you who did not qualify, this is not the only trip that they're going to be doing this year. There are others, so keep going.
They'll be announcing another one during this trip.
They will be announcing it soon, so just keep moving forward. There are benefits, there's serendipities, there's a lot that the company does for us and is willing to do for us. So just keep moving forward. And I know a lot of you, your hearts are more about just sharing. It's not about what you can get out of this. It's like how can you change the quality of life for someone else? How many people can you impact around the world? And so, there's something our mentors always told us is, it doesn't really matter how much we know. People are concerned more about how much we care. They don't want to hear about they don't care about what we know. They care about how much we care for them.
Absolutely.
So I know a lot of you are all about caring.
And that's our
for
DNA
people.
of our whole team, which is amazing. So I'm going to explain real quickly kind of a couple different ways that we make money. There's really 4 ways we make money. The incentive trips is a 5th. But what happens is that what we do is we basically build a network of people. And what's great about this, that means you're duplicating yourself. That's how you actually now have time freedom. Someone said, J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And so there you go. Can you right here? Stop there. Sorry. There we go. So yes, there you go. So one of the things that it's amazing is that we talk about people about this. Some people may be familiar with network, some people are not, but it's pretty simple. We really are building 2 teams, a right team and a left team, and we get compensated accordingly. So what happens, though, it's as easy as getting success is as easy as just knowing 4 people to go what's called manager. So when you get started, you become a brand partner and get the product at the wholesale price. Now, if that's all you want to do, that's fine. You don't have to build a team if you don't want to, but you get a placement in there, and people are going to start getting placed underneath you, because that's what happens when you can only build 2 teams. But the interesting part is that I always said, would you rather pay retail or would you rather pay wholesale? I still have never said yes, but I want to pay retail. Some people go, what is wholesale again? I said, it's a lower price. I go, yeah, I want that one. But then the second part to that is now I said, how would you like the opportunity to get your product for free? People go, yeah, if it's free, it's for me. My wife says if it's free, I'll take 3, especially when there's like chocolate involved. Anyway, so one of the things that I always tell people is what we do is we say, hey, I got a brother, I got a sister, I got a neighbor, and another neighbor over here. So you put 2 people on the right, 2 people on the left, and it basically you basically get registered from a business standpoint. Now you're a manager. Now, managers doesn't mean more responsibility, it's just a title, but now you can make up to $1,500 a week by being a manager. Not bad. So what happens though is that these people here, your sister goes, I want to actually go manager. Your neighbor goes, I want to be a manager. And all of a sudden now you got a manager, the right manager, you become a director. And as a director, you make up to $2,500 a week. And it goes up and up and up from there. So you can make up to $25,000 a week just from this one way. Now it's capped there, not a bad cap, 1.3 million, but it doesn't start there. It starts growing 100 and 200 and 300 and 400 and 500, and it starts growing and growing over time, where it starts getting really, really good. So what happens by helping 2 people, you actually can go manager. The next level, help 2 managers, you become a director. Help 2 people become director, you become a senior director. One thing that's great about this, I've had a lot of people say, if we could help you make an extra $1,000 a month, $1,000 a week, would that be significant to you? And most people are like, yeah, that would be very significant. That was like me. I was the same thing. I'm like, an extra 50, 60,000 a year, that would be amazing, right? So what happens is that by doing this here, the minimum that we've seen for most of our people that are senior directors are making at least $1,000 a week. So I say, if people say how to do that, that's what you do. That's about 20,000 Rand a week. So if you like the idea of 20,000 Rand a week, we can help you do that. So again, what happens then is by everything else is then volume based after that. So when we hit executive director, this was a 6-figure income for us. Once again, we're building 2 strong teams, and that's what you do, because what happens, and then we hit executive director. Well, 6 weeks later, and this is what set me free. 6 weeks later, we hit presidential director. That's double the volume. Our business, that's called momentum, right? So if you understand that, and then October this past year, we hit the senior presidential director, the highest rank in the company, and we're helping a lot of other people hit managers, directors, senior director, executive directors, presidential, and it's so exciting to see what's going on. And I've got a friend of mine who's a business coach that he coaches all these people. He's got a lot of people that have now are a part of LifeWave, and he goes, I've never seen so many people making so much money in my entire life with this type of business, and he's now involved, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. So I'll have Meta kind of share the unlimited portion of this.
And this was pretty exciting because, to have the limitation at $25,000 a week, that's 1.3 million a year. I don't know anybody who's going to say no, and if you know enough people and you care for enough people, that's how it happens. Mm-hmm. So when I found out about the unlimited income potential, I was like, oh my goodness, what do people do with all of this? But the blessing is, it's all about teamwork. It's not dependent on us entirely, but it does, initially it depends on your motivation, whether you're motivated enough to actually even open your mouth and to share it with people, because you go nowhere if you're not going to talk and you're not going to share. So when I found out that we get paid off our first generation, we get a 25% payouts on our first generation. Mm-hmm. We were like, we're going to help our first generation. We're going to help them max out, because when they max out on the binary, we get 25% of that. So if they say they make $1,000 on the binary their first week, we're going to get 25%. That's $250 that the company pays out to us, not out of what they make, but it's a matching bonus. Second generation, we get 20% off of that. And second generation is our first generation. So I'm going to just pick someone on here so Brendan, first generation to us, he makes the 1,000, we make 25% off of Brendan. Then Brendan signs Yvette up, and Yvette is a second generation to us, but first generation to Brendan. We're going to get 20% off Yvette, and Yvette then signs Elsa up, and Elsa is 20% because she's third generation to us, and second generation to Brendan, but first generation to Yvette. So no matter where your first generation is on your left leg or your right leg, you've got all these first generations going down. You get paid off of all of that, but then you also get paid off every single person that they put in. And so it becomes unlimited, absolutely like no limit to this way of earning.
Yeah, and the great part about this, it's unlimited how many people you can put in your first generation. Meaning, so we've personally sponsored like 220, 230 people. I don't even know. We've lost count. But you look at all the people you can. I've had other people say, well, I don't really know that many people. Well, you know people who know people who know people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of people, I always say, tell them, go on your phone, go to contacts, look how many names are in your contacts. Most people have hundreds. Some people have thousands of names in their phones. But between Facebook connections, everything else, we all know a lot of people. And so the key to that is, are you willing to help and share? That's the key. We said, we always tell people, are you familiar with stem cells? The second question I ask people, are you familiar with the stem cell activation patch? And if they say, what is it? We'd love to send you some information, and we'd love for you to jump on a Zoom to learn more about how this is one of the fastest growing companies out there, which is pretty awesome. So how we get started? Very simple. Once again, there's an application form. There's a form we tell everybody. We've always have an app on our lap, but we tell people, say, hey, we'd like to do is help you get registered right now, get started so you can start utilizing it. It's got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk involved whatsoever. But instead of paying the retail price of $150, you can get it less than $100. So basically, you get 3 sleeves for $295. Even that has a 30-day money. All these packages have a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. But that basically allows you to now get started. And we tell people this is a great way if someone says, I just want to try the product. So if someone's a number 2 and they say, you know what? I sell the information I need. I'd like to try the product. Can I get a wholesale price? Then we would recommend probably the core or the advanced. Now, for people who want to build a business, we recommend the advanced or the premium. Advanced is actually 6 sleeves for $535, so it's $89 a sleeve, which is a great price. So I tell people that's great for people that are families or say, hey, I want someone to try it for 90 days. They recommend a 90-day run minimum, because what happens is when you understand how your body works, you got to give your body enough time to basically do what it normally does, which is the healing process. And so what's nice about this is that within 90 days, 97% of the people notice significant differences. Think about that. You might be a 3%er, but I'm going to be claiming you're a 97%er. So what's great about this is that once again, you try this, you got 6 sleeves to work with them. But we also have some people say, well, I'm single, I don't need 6 sleeves. Well, I always tell people we got the biggest pack. We got the 20 pack for $1,750. It's the cheapest price to get it at. But we did that specifically because Steve and Gina, who are obviously very successful, said, Greg, what we recommend that you and Mena do is that you basically, when someone says they want to register, if they're close to you, if you're with them, you could be meeting with them for a cup of coffee or just talking on the phone and they're close by, you can meet up with them. When they register, we'll tell you what to do. We'll lend you one of our sleeves, and when yours comes in, just give us one back. And so we started lending back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and we literally made that money back in 2.5 weeks. We got a couple that was just staying with us this past weekend. They made more than that the first couple of weeks. So what happened is that when you register someone with a premium, you make $405 up front. When you basically get advanced, it's $75. When you get basically someone on the core, you get $35. The great part about that is we signed up like 3 premium, several advanced, several core, and we made that money back in 2.5 weeks. What blew me away is our first month we made almost $3,000, and then the residual started kicking in. And I'm like, oh my goodness! The next month we made more. The next month we made more, and it just got to the point where literally it set us free financially, which has been fantastic. So we've had people that even start as a core. You can always upgrade to the advanced if you want to, because it's great to do that. Because in order to maximize the profit in the business and unlimited income, you got to be at the advanced level and basically be on 2 sleeve auto ship. If you're on 1 sleeve, it costs $100 a month. You get to keep all your points because all these points accumulate for up to a year, and you can start cashing in your points, but you can earn only up to $100 a week. We like the unlimited portion. So for $200, I get a sleeve for my wife, from her, and a sleeve for me. So we're spending only $200 a month on our business. That's our business expense. $200. If you're a business owner on here, you heard me correctly. There's no other business expense. We don't have any other things. Our other only expenses are time, and that's really it. Sharing this others. But now you get to keep all your points. It's got the max compensation plan and product enough for 2 people. So I've had some people say, what would you suggest? If you can do it, I recommend the premium, because we're going to teach you how to actually utilize this and make your money back very, very quickly. Within 30 to 60 days. We have people on here that said, hey, would you be willing to help me make my money back in 30 days? And we've helped them do that. So we could go on and on and on. But I want men to talk about the system, and then we're done.
So the other thing is, the overheads are minimal, but also they've given the company, this is a team and its leaders, Steve and Gina Merritt, have given us all the tools that we need to succeed. So this is at info.com. You heard us talk about that earlier. That is the website we share with everybody, instead of us trying to explain how David Schmidt put the patch together. We're not going to be scientists, and who better than David Schmidt to explain that himself. So we share this as an info with our doctors as well as our you know, home executives that are home taking care of the children, and everybody benefits from it, and nobody is able to purchase off that site. So it is protected.
And only for
Then
informational
this
purposes.
is it, yeah, for information only. This is a team.com, is available for anybody who says, you know what, I want to find out a little bit about how I can get compensated, how I can then start moving this business forward. You have the A to Z of everything you need to know to actually get to become successful in this business, and that you'll find on thisisateam.com, how to go up the ranks, how to sign someone up, everything. There's videos, you can see absolutely everything on there. So you know what, we didn't have to go out and start investing or paying someone to build a website for us. It was given to us, everything. It's turnkey, duplicatable, keep it simple, and honestly, you don't need to know a lot. Just invite your friends. That's why we do these Zooms, because you can leverage off of this. And so there is, do you have that next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the last part to this, we told people, again, what I mentioned at the beginning, there's really 3 conclusions you probably had, but by the time we got started, 3 is someone says, you know what, and this looks great. Can I get some more information? Absolutely. We're going to send you, this is the info. We'll set up a time to follow up with you to answer any questions. Number 2 is like, yeah, I like the idea of getting the product at wholesale. Can I get that? Because I think I like some of the results I heard today. I like to have that for myself, my friends, my family. And a number 1 is, yes, I like all of it. I need to make some money. A lot of people need a secondary income, or they're looking for a way to walk away from what they're doing. That was me. And so literally we became a number 1, and they helped us launch our business. But the last thing is, once again, if you're serious about your dreams, we've never seen an opportunity like this. We've never been a part of, we've been a part of some great companies, different businesses, great products, stuff like that, but we've never seen anything like this technology that's changing people's lives. And a lot of people say that's a technology without wires. Yes, it is. We're the one powering it. Yeah, exactly. So it's a wearable technology. But again, I always talk about, once again, there's hope for your future. We tell people we're hope dealers, not dope dealers. We just tell people get started with X39. And the last thing I'll share with you is that, they talk about a picture. Look at this picture. We've been to some amazing places this past year. We're going to Punta Mita. It looks just like this. So again, when you look at these different places, once again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. But they talk about a video is worth 1,000 pictures. You watch a video, like, wow, it's amazing, see something different. But an experience is worth 1,000 videos. So again, my wife being from South Africa, I saw pictures of South Africa, I saw videos of South Africa. How many people know when I went to South Africa, I experienced it at a different level? We want you to experience this product. So we highly recommend getting back with the person, talking to them, telling them for 3, 2, or 1, just letting them know where you're at. We're not mind readers, so we just want to know where you're at. We want to follow up, accordingly. For those of you that say, I'm starting, I want to register. Welcome to the team. We're looking forward to partnering with you. We look forward to working with you and helping you any way we can.
Yeah, and just remember, we're here every Monday at the same time, whatever time zone you're on. So invite your guests. You don't need to know everything, like we said. We always have wonderful help with our leaders, who also present here. So do join us next week again. And if you're needing a Zoom during the week, there are a lot that you can invite your friends and family to. So just reach out to whomever invited you. They have all the information, and you can reach out to us as well. And just know that we're here to support in whatever way you need support, but because we want to see everybody winning.
Yep. Okay. So we'll leave you with this. I think we just know that this is it. God bless you guys. Have a great night.
And see you on Next Level.
Yes, jump on the next level. Don't miss it. It's going to be a very special presentation today. It's pretty awesome. So God bless you guys. Have an awesome day. Get back with the person, and we'll talk to you soon. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you to all the guests that joined us.
Yes.
You're awesome.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. Hey, Graham.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We've had load shedding. We've had
Oh,
load
you
shedding.
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Gotta get rid of that stuff.
Yeah, we
Come back again.
need to patch it.
We got to patch your whole electrical grid.
Well, if you can get on the next meeting, you're welcome to join us, Graham. Okay,
I'm
bless you.
going to, yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.